Hello, my friends. Good afternoon. This is Tausif starting a new live stream to talk about an issue that I feel is very important to address. Some claims were made by a certain individual, a political figure, and it came in the form of an op-ed, and I read it and I decided that I need to respond to that op-ed. So you may be wondering what I'm talking about. I'm going to get to that in just a little bit, my friends. So stay here with me. I see our friend Kay Cooper is here. Kay, good to see you. Our friend Kay Cooper from the great state of Texas. And hopefully more of our friends will be joining. So if you are tuning in, please make sure that you're subscribing to this channel. Subscribe and stay connected. My friends, don't forget to participate in the live chat. Kay, good to see you. Kay is here saying hi, Tausif. And Kay, I hope that our friends will also be joining us very soon. Saturday afternoon, doing this live stream, there's a lot to discuss. So my friends, do you remember a man by the name of Jeff Flake? If you remember who Jeff Flake is, why don't you tell me? Frank, do you remember Jeff Flake? Okay, do you remember Jeff Flake? I'm going to give you a clue. Arizona. Arizona, that's your clue. Can you remember? Jeff Flake is a former U.S. Senator from the state of Arizona. Jeff Flake served as the United States Senator from Arizona. Now do you remember? Right, Jeff Flake, Arizona Senator. So former U.S. Senator Jeff Flake has recently said something that I was kind of shocked to hear. Actually, he wrote something that I was very shocked to read. Former U.S. Senator Jeff Flake, Republican. By the way, when he was in the United States Senate, what political label did he have? Republican. He is a former Republican U.S. Senator from Arizona. And in a recent op-ed that he wrote, which was published in the Washington Post, Jeff Flake, let me just give you the title of his op-ed first. The title of Jeff Flake's Washington Post op-ed is the following: "The Great GOP Migration Has Begun." You may be confused, right? Are you confused? If you are, that's all right. It is confusing. A former Republican U.S. Senator from Arizona, Jeff Flake, writes an op-ed with the title, "The Great GOP Migration Has Begun." And in that op-ed, Jeff Flake wrote that a migration has begun within the Republican Party. Now, you may feel like asking me, Tausif, why don't you read to us what's written in that op-ed? My friends, I'm not going to do that. I am not going to read to you the entire op-ed that former Republican U.S. Senator Jeff Flake wrote. You can go and read it. It's in the Washington Post, published on November 6th of 2025, titled "The Great GOP Migration Has Begun." You can go read it. I'm not going to read the entire article to you. My friends, it's important to read stuff even if certain articles and essays seem absurd. And that's what I felt when I read this op-ed. I felt it is absurd. I felt that whatever Jeff Flake wrote does not make sense. Now you may be confused. You may be saying, Tausif, he's a former Republican U.S. senator. He's a Republican. So what did he write that seems to you so absurd? My friends, I'm going to get to that. Stay here with me. I'm going to get to that. Now, I got to tell you one thing. I read a lot. And you probably know that because I have talked about a variety of books. I've talked about a variety of things that I've read. Obviously, when I'm doing these live streams, you know that I'm keeping track of what's going on in the country and around the world. I'm reading news articles. I'm reading op-eds. I'm reading the different columns that people write. I'm watching the news. I'm listening to commentators. So I have to read. I have to watch. I have to listen. It's part of staying informed. Part of being educated and informed is to read all kinds of stuff. Now, do you think that I only read articles and essays written by Republicans? Only articles and columns written by conservatives? No, absolutely not. I read all kinds of stuff. Things that are written by Democrats, things that are written by Republicans, things that are written by people who don't identify as either Republican or Democrat. I read a variety of writings, my friends. I read writings by people who are pro-Trump. I read writings by people who are anti-Trump. I read writings by people who are neutral in their opinions. I read facts. I read fiction. I read the writings of the educated and well-informed and knowledgeable, as well as writings of those who are quite clueless. That's right. There are some people out there who write a lot of things, and once you read those things, you're going to say, these individuals, these writers are clueless. They have no idea, and they're writing all kinds of nonsense. There are writers like that out there. And then there are others who are very, very knowledgeable, educated, well-informed. They are intelligent. They can produce thorough analysis on current political and social affairs. So you got to read a variety of different things so you can understand what's going on in people's minds. People who are on the left, people who are on the right, people who are in the middle, people who are well-informed, people who are not well-informed. Only when you read a variety of different writings, you read a variety of different opinions, you get a good sense of what's going on in the world. My friends, I listen to the wise, and I also listen to those who have no wisdom. I listen to things that people say, people talk about. There are some analysts out there who are very wise and some who are not so wise. It helps you understand what kind of a world we are living in. So you got to read, you got to listen to a wide variety of people and to a wide range of voices. And so, coming back to the op-ed that I mentioned, I read what Jeff Flake, the former U.S. Senator from Arizona, had to say. I read his writing. I read this opinion piece he wrote titled "The Great GOP Migration Has Begun." He claims that the great GOP migration has begun. Jeff Flake is trying to claim that Republicans are starting to distance themselves from President Donald Trump. Now, my friends, Can you believe what you just heard, what I just said? These are not my words. This is the argument that Jeff Flake is trying to make. He's claiming that the Republicans are starting to distance themselves from President Donald J. Trump. Can you believe that? Do you think it's real? It sounds like fiction, right? It is fiction to me. Right. I'm going to tell you why. The Republicans are not trying to distance themselves from President Donald J. Trump. No way, it is not happening. But that is the claim that Jeff Flake is making. Jeff Flake is saying that the Republicans are moving away, are trying to distance themselves from Donald Trump. Okay, hold on. Jeff Flake can claim whatever he wants. Jeff Flake is an individual. He has First Amendment right. He can claim whatever he wants. It doesn't mean that whatever he claims is true. It doesn't mean whatever he claims is right. He's simply making claims, and you can read it and you can disregard it. Now, I could have disregarded it. I could have said, all right, whatever Jeff Flake wrote, it's his opinion. Why do I bother? Why am I going to talk about it? No, I think it's important because it helps you understand some major efforts that are going on, especially coming from the anti-Trump people. I'm going to discuss that, so I want you to stay here with me because this is going to be very, very important. You don't want to go away in the middle of this conversation. You don't. Stay here with me, my friends. And I'll tell you what is going on. Jeff Flake is free to make claims and he can try to prove his point, but the reality says something very different. Donald Trump, during his first term in office, and Donald Trump during his second term in office are very, very different. It's the same man. It's the same person. It's the same person with the same desire and the same willingness to make America great again. But the Donald Trump in the second term is a much stronger leader. Donald Trump in his second term is a much experienced political figure. Donald Trump in his second term is more determined than the Donald Trump we saw in the first term. Now, during President Trump's first term in office, we saw that he was strong. But the Trump you see now is stronger than before. And the Trump coalition is solid. President Trump has his administration and he has his allies, and that entire coalition is solid. There are Republican members of Congress, there are Republican governors, there are Republican state legislators, and all of them are united in support of President Donald J. Trump. And it's not just because of Donald Trump, the person. Yes, the personality of President Trump plays a big role. It's because of his personality that people trust him. The American people see his strength. The American people can see his energy. The American people can see his honesty. And people can understand the inner power that he has, the power that helps President Donald Trump govern the country so well. But it's not just about the personality. It's not just about the individual. It's also about his policies, his actions, the decisions that he's making. It's also about the fact that President Trump does as he promises. Promises made, promises kept. And everything that he does, everything that his team does, it's all about making America great again. My friends, the American people trust Donald Trump. When President Trump stood up in Butler, Pennsylvania, and he said, fight, 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 that was it. The world saw what a brave leader Donald Trump is. Do you remember? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Fight, fight, fight. Do you remember that, my friends? Tell me. Write Make America Great Again in the live chat if you remember that. In Butler, Pennsylvania, when President Trump, he raised his fist and he said, fight, fight, fight. That was it. The American people and the whole world, beyond our borders, not just the American people, the entire world saw the brave leader with his fist saying, fight, fight, fight. That is exactly why people trust him. That is exactly why people support him. In that grave moment of crisis, President Trump showed true courage. He was not going to be defeated. He was never going to lose. And he said, fight, fight, fight. Butler, Pennsylvania. It's a sight no one can forget. I saw it on TV many, many times. And I can never forget that. No one can ever forget that. No one can forget what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. A leader stood up, raised his fist and said, fight, fight, fight. Fight for who? Fight for what? Fight for your country. Fight to protect the American people. Fight to save our Constitution. Fight for freedom. My friends, as I said, in that moment of crisis, the American people saw the courage and the strength of President Donald J. Trump. And many people realized in that very moment that God is with President Trump. God protects President Trump, and God will protect President Trump. And you have to understand the spiritual side. You have to understand that God saved President Trump's life. God gave him strength to go forward and to win in November 2024. My friends, everything happens for a reason. Do you believe that? I have always believed that, and I still will believe that always, that everything happens for a reason. And the reason why President Trump is strong, the reason why President Trump is in office today, is because God placed Donald Trump in that position. God gave Donald Trump the strength that he needs to make America great again. God gave Donald Trump so many wonderful allies who are standing with him in his mission, helping him in his mission to make America great again. My friends, you got to understand one thing. Even those who previously opposed President Trump because of policy differences, even those people started to believe that Donald Trump has been chosen by God to solve the problems affecting our nation. Heidi, good to see you. Good to see you, Heidi. My friends, can we see who else is here? Will you please say hello in the live chat? Tell me if you're here. Tell me who's here. Subscribe also. Subscribe to stay connected. I have a lot more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Just say MAGA in the live chat. Say MAGA. If you want to express your support for President Donald J. Trump, say MAGA in the live chat. MAGA, I see that. I see MAGA. I see MAGA. Winter saying MAGA. Who else is saying MAGA? Chris is saying MAGA. Ken is saying MAGA. There's so many others saying MAGA. Amazing. Amazing. James is saying MAGA. Wonderful. My friends, as you are here, you got to make sure that you hit the like button. 32 likes on this video so far. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe. Please subscribe, because that's how you support this channel. It doesn't cost you any money. Hit the subscribe button to stay connected. So do you agree with what I just said? I have a lot more to talk about, but let me pause for a second. It's been 22 minutes, so let me pause and let me ask you, do you believe what I said? Do you agree with my viewpoints? Do you agree that God has chosen Donald Trump to make America great again? God has saved Donald Trump's life so that Donald Trump can make America great again. God has given Donald Trump the strength so that he can solve the problems affecting our nation. And yes, in the past we have seen people opposing Donald Trump, even some Republicans opposing Donald Trump because of policy differences, because of differences of opinions. But even those people came together in support of Donald Trump. The Republicans are united. The Americans are united. Even President Trump's former opponents are now standing with him. And as time goes by, support for President Trump grows. And it's about his personality, but it's also about his policies. What are President Trump's policies? Long list, but I'm going to give you some examples that are well known, well documented, examples that are widely publicized. People know about these things, but I'm going to mention those. President Trump, he believes in securing the border. He wants to make America energy dominant. He wants to bring businesses back to the United States. He wants to lower drug prices. He wants to make America healthy again. He wants to make our military strong again. He wants to fight drug traffickers and drug cartels. He wants to destroy drug cartels. He wants to secure fair trade deals. President Trump wants to stop wars. He wants to promote peace, and there's a lot more. My friends, the list is long. It is a long list. Which one is your priority? Which one do you think is the most important priority? Is it securing the border? Well, President Trump has done that. Is it making America energy dominant? That is President Trump's priority. Every day he's working hard to make America energy dominant. Is it about bringing businesses back to the U.S.? We know, it's a fact that many businesses are coming back to the United States. There's a lot of investment coming into the United States. Lots of companies, they're going to be opening factories and plants in the United States. And they will hire American workers. Is your priority lowering drug prices? and make healthcare affordable. President Trump is focusing on doing that. He wants to make healthcare affordable for the American people. He wants to lower drug prices. He wants to improve access to treatments for the American people. President Trump wants to make America healthy again, which is why he has chosen such a wonderful Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It's not just MAGA, it's also MAHA. MAGA is Make America Great Again. MAHA is Make America Healthy Again. President Trump wants to make our military strong again, which is why he has chosen Pete Hegseth to lead the Department of Defense. Oh, no. Sorry. It's not the Department of Defense. It's the Department of War. And we have an amazing Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, making the military strong again. Have you listened to the speech that Secretary Pete Hegseth delivered in front of the military leaders? Do you remember? It was not that long ago. All the military leaders, all the U.S. military leaders, the top leaders, they all gathered. And Secretary Pete Hegseth gave a speech. And President Trump gave a speech. Do you remember that event? It was all about making our military strong again, stronger than ever before. And President Trump, he is focused, his administration is focused on fighting drug traffickers. And we have seen the actions that the Trump administration has taken and continues to take. The Trump administration is using our military power to destroy the narco terrorist network. The boats being destroyed. The boats that are carrying drugs are being destroyed. And there's more that is going to be done. A lot more will be done to make sure that the drug traffickers are destroyed so that we can make America safe again. We will not allow harmful substances to come into the United States. We will protect our country. And with President Trump in the White House, with his leadership, we can feel safe again. President Trump is securing fair trade deals. Since day one, that has been his priority. It continues to be. America has been treated very unfairly by many countries for a very long period of time. And now President Trump wants to secure fair trade deals. It's about fair trade. It's about increasing fairness. We will treat others fairly, and others must treat us fairly as well. And President Trump has great cabinet members working on that. Secretary Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, Howard Lutnick, Scott Bessent, the excellent cabinet members, very knowledgeable, very experienced. They know how to get things done. And they are working in the Trump administration. And they are working hard to secure fair trade deals. And President Trump, he's stopping wars, he's promoting peace, and he's doing a lot more. So it's not just about his personality. It's not just that, oh, people like President Trump's personality. It's also about his policies, everything that I mentioned. And there's a lot more. Because of his personality, because of his policies, the American people support President Trump, and the Republicans are united. As I said, the Republican members of Congress, the Republican governors, the Republican state legislators are all united. And of course, the American public in general, the American public from all walks of life, They're united in support. They're united in supporting President Trump. And so these are policies and positions that the Republicans and the American people support. For anyone to say that the great GOP migration has begun, and people are starting to distance themselves from President Donald J. Trump. Anyone who says stuff like that have no understanding of reality. Have no understanding of reality. If somebody is saying, oh, look at the Republicans distancing themselves from President Trump, that is false. They have no understanding of reality. Anyone who makes such an absurd claim. Or maybe they simply choose to not acknowledge the reality. They understand the reality, but they will not acknowledge it. Maybe that is what is going on. Because the reality is that the Republicans are united in supporting Donald Trump. No one is trying to distance themselves from our president. Former Senator Jeff Flake can write an op-ed, but his op-ed has no real impact on the real world. There's a desperate attempt to deny the reality and to opt to believe in an imaginary world. An imaginary world where the GOP has abandoned President Trump. If anyone says, oh, the GOP, the Republicans are distancing themselves from President Trump, oh, the GOP has abandoned President Trump, that is a work of imagination. That has nothing to do with reality. It's an imaginary world created by anti-Trump people. Jeff Flake can say what he wants. That's his First Amendment right, but the truth will not change. Just because Jeff Flake wrote an op-ed, just because he boldly makes the claim that the great GOP migration has begun, just because he makes that claim doesn't make it real. The truth is the truth. The truth will not change. My friends, you got to understand one thing. I'm going to tell you something very important. And I hope you will continue to pay attention as you all have been doing so far. And please make sure that you're subscribing. You know, people ask me, Tausif, how can we support your channel? We love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. You know, we want to support your channel. You can do so by subscribing. Subscribe. Hit the like button on a video. Go watch my previous videos. Not yet. Just stay here now. After this, you can go watch my previous videos if you want. I hope you do that. A lot of people, they go back and watch my old videos from, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. You can do that. I would appreciate it if you do it. You can hear the things I've discussed before. But please make sure that you're liking the video and you're subscribing. That is important. That's how you support this channel. So my friends, I'm going to tell you something very serious, and you got to keep this in mind because we are entering year 2026. I understand it's still November. You're looking forward to Thanksgiving. You're looking forward to Christmas. You want to have a nice time with your friends and family. You don't want to think about 2026 just yet. I get it. I'm not going to rush into 2026. I can't. First, we want a long holiday season so we can relax and enjoy. But eventually, we will get to 2026. January 1 of 2026 will be here soon. And when that happens, understand that it is the start of a year when the midterm election will be held. That's right. I hope you have not forgotten, because I continue to talk about it all the time. I continue to talk about November 2026. I constantly do that because I want you to keep that in the calendar of your mind, that November 2026 is coming up soon. It's not a presidential year, but it is very important. If you want President Trump to succeed, if you want President Trump to be successful for the entire term, then you got to make sure that in November 2026, you go out and vote for Republicans. House races, Senate races, gubernatorial races, vote for Republicans, because the Republicans must continue to be the majority in the House. The Republicans must continue to be the majority in the Senate beyond 2026 if you want President Trump to be successful in his mission to make America great again. We have the golden age. We have the golden age. But the Democrats are going to try to prevent President Trump from being successful. And the way they are going to do that is by trying to recapture the majority in the House. And the Democrats will also try to recapture the majority in the Senate. And we, the freedom-loving people, cannot allow that to happen. So November 2026, you're going to go and vote for, I'm talking to the U.S. citizens who are listening to me, you're going to go and vote for the Republicans for House and Senate races. And of course, gubernatorial races and other races that are on the ballot, state legislative races also. So 2026, you understand the importance of 2026. Now let me tell you what is going on, what the people on the left are trying to do. There are many anti-Trumpers. You've heard that word before many times, right? The anti-Trumpers. These are the people who are anti-Trump. These are the people who are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. These are the people who don't like Trump. Whatever he does, they will oppose that. All the great things that President Trump is doing, it doesn't matter to these anti-Trumpers. They will just continue to oppose Trump at every step. So, there are many anti-Trumpers who are desperately going to try to shape some arguments to create divisions among the Republicans. Because the anti-Trumpers look at the Republicans right now and they see how united we are. They see how strong we are because we are united. And what they are going to try to do is create divisions. That's what the left does. And that's what the anti-Trumpers are going to do. They are going to try to create divisions. But we cannot allow that to happen, because divisions make us weak. Divisions will destroy us. So we need to be united as we move forward towards November 2026 and beyond. My friends, these anti-Trumpers, as I said, they're brainstorming right now. They're sitting and they're planning, they're trying to come up with ideas on how to create divisions among the Republicans. These anti-Trumpers are going to try to come up with ideas and strategies to try to weaken this strong coalition that we have. A strong coalition of Republicans across the country. The anti-Trumpers, they're not giving up. Even after seeing how miserably the left and the anti-Trumpers lost in November 2024, they're still not giving up. They're still engaged very deeply and actively in trying to come up with plans to create divisions among the Republicans. These anti-Trumpers are out on a mission to ensure that the GOP faces losses in the 2026 midterm races. My friends, we cannot allow that to happen. The GOP cannot lose in 2026. The GOP has to win like we won in November of 2024. A year ago, exactly a year ago. The kind of victory that we have, the kind of victory that we enjoyed in November 2024, we have to repeat the same thing in November 2026. Right now, we are exactly in the middle. We are a year away from November 2024, and we are a year away from November 2026. This is November 2025. It's been 1 year since we had the massive victory in 2024. And we are exactly a year away from the next election in 2026. We cannot give up. We cannot slow down. We cannot look at the November 2024 results and say, you know what, we've had some great victories. We're just going to relax, take it easy. No, we cannot. Because the anti-Trumpers are busy and they're actively planning to defeat us next year. And we cannot allow that to happen. Never. So my friends, you got to understand one thing. We, the Republicans, we have very good chance of winning in 2026. And by winning, I don't mean simple winning. I don't mean just like, oh yeah, there's a contest and yeah, we did okay, we won. No. I'm talking about landslide victory. We can have landslide victory in November of 2026. A year from now, we could be doing this live stream. You could be here. I could be saying, you know what, my friends, this is November 2026. And because of all of our hard work, the GOP is experiencing landslide victory. That's what we want to experience. But the anti-Trumpers, they are going to try to defeat us. And they have not stopped. They have not stopped. They are actively planning to defeat the America First agenda. That's right. The anti-Trumpers are trying to defeat the America First agenda. And we cannot allow that to happen. My friends, I'm going to pause for a second here. Maybe a few seconds. Let's do a few seconds. Let's do half a minute. I'm going to pause. And I want to see how many people here in the live chat believe in the America First agenda. Write America First. Please write America First in the live chat. If you believe in America First, if you believe in putting America first, Americans first, write America First in the live chat. And I'm going to try to read some of your names here. I can see some names here writing America First. Daryl, right? John, is it? I'm trying to see the names and hold on a second. I'm going to try to read John saying America first. Marjorie saying America first. Kay Cooper saying America first. Arizona saying America first. Who else? Lots of people. Frank saying America first. So many others. Let me scroll. Electro saying America first. Alan saying America first. Cheryl saying America first. And there are many others. Please continue to write America first. Please continue to write America first. Show your support to all the people who are watching. And I know a lot of anti-Trumpers are watching as well. You can bet, you can be sure that a lot of anti-Trumpers are watching this. And we want to send a strong message to them. We want to tell the anti-Trumpers that we will not be defeated. We want to tell the anti-Trumpers that we are going to win because we believe in America first. Go ahead, my friends. Write America first. Write America first, my friends. Send a strong message to all those anti-Trumpers who are looking to defeat us, and we shall not be defeated. Thank you, my friends. It is so amazing. My heart is full of joy when I see overwhelming support for the America First agenda. Thank you, my friends. You are also amazing. You are also wonderful. Thank you, my friends. SM writing America First. I'm going to continue to read your names, America First. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so very much. So let's continue with the discussion, and don't stop writing America First. Flood the live chat. Oh, did I see, whose name did I just see? Did I just see the name of Claudette? Claudette, are you the same Claudette who used to tune in before the November 2024 election? Is it the same Claudette? Am I reading things correctly here? Is it the same Claudette? Is it the same Claudette? Same person? Claudette, you don't like Trump, do you? You don't like Trump. Claudette, I want to talk to you, Claudette. Before the election, remember? November 2024, before the election, when I did the electoral map analysis, when I expressed my confidence, I want to be clear, I never guarantee any outcome. I never say, oh, we're definitely going to win. I never say that. I think it's too arrogant to say anything like that. I always express my confidence. And did I not express my confidence that we're going to win in November 2024? Claudette, if you are the same person, Claudette, please respond to me. Did I not express my confidence in spite of everything that others were saying? Did I not express my confidence that yes, Trump's going to win? Yes, the Republicans will win. Yes, the Republicans will hold on to the House majority. The Republicans will win the Senate majority. Did I not say that? Claudette is saying, yes, you did. Thank you, Claudette. Thank you for acknowledging that. Thank you. And I understand Claudette doesn't agree with me on things. Back then, Claudette did not agree with me on my viewpoints, and probably it's still the same. But thank you for acknowledging that I had said all those things, and those things turned out to be true. In spite of all the challenges, in spite of every criticism, we won. We won. By the way, Claudette, you don't agree with me, that's fine, but it's good to see you. Listen, as I've said before many times, I'll say it again. I want this to be a community of people from diverse viewpoints. All right? Okay? You don't agree with me, that's fine. I appreciate you still being here. And those who agree with me, my freedom-loving friends, thank you all for continuing to support this channel. So, yeah, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever your viewpoints are, just join this community. Be a part of the dialogue, of the conversation. Share your thoughts. Listen to what other people have to say. Understand other people's opinions. Explain yours. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. It's good to see old names popping up, names that I haven't seen in a long time, people who used to tune in for my live stream a long time ago, people coming back. Not everyone agrees with me. That's all right. Like I said, that's all right. I'm glad people are still here. My friends, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Derek is saying first time here. Thank you, Derek. Anyone here for the first time? I hope you're going to stay connected, those who are here for the first time. Brett is saying, God bless, brother. Thank you. Thank you so very much. It is because of all your support and all your prayers and all your words of encouragement that I continue to do these live streams. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. It means a lot to me when you say, God bless, brother. When you say, Tosif, keep up the good work. When you say, Tosif, go forward, we're with you. When you say, Tosif, you're telling the truth. Keep doing what you're doing. It means a lot to me. Minnie is here. Minnie, good to see you, Minnie. Minnie is saying Trump and then red, white, and blue. Thank you so very much. You're also wonderful. You're also wonderful. And I do this because of all of you. Because you make this community great. Minnie, good to see you. Alan is saying America first. So my friends, you got to understand this. These anti-Trumpers, they're out on a mission to ensure that the GOP faces losses in the 2026 midterm races. And we will not allow that to happen, my friends. We, the Republicans, I believe we have a very good chance of winning in 2026. We can grow the size of the majority in the House. We can grow the size of the majority in the Senate. In the Senate, I'm hopeful. And if everything goes well, we have 53 seats in the Senate right now. We can go up to 55. It is possible. Believe me, it is possible. We can go up to 55. From 53 to 55, we can do it. We have to be optimistic. We have to continue to work hard. We have to have hope. And we have to continue to speak and share our message with everyone. We cannot stop. See, I do these live streams every day. Why? Why do I do these live streams every day? Because I believe that God has given me an opportunity, a voice to share the truth. And that is why I continue to speak. It is my mission to spread a message of freedom and to spread the truth, to fight the lies, to fight the falsehood, to fight the left-wing propaganda. That's why I continue to speak the truth, my friends. The truth is our foundation. Thank you, my friends. The left is using whatever strategies that they can find to prevent the GOP from winning. The only way for the left to stop the America First agenda would be by creating division among Republicans, and we cannot allow that to happen. So, when I read this op-ed written by Jeff Flake, when I read this op-ed, and I'm just pulling the op-ed up here on my screen, on my laptop, when I read that former Republican U.S. Senator Jeff Flake from Arizona, he's an anti-Trumper. When he writes, oh, the great GOP migration has begun, I understand that the left and those who are anti-Trump, they're actively trying to create division among the Republicans. And I just want to give you a little bit of background about Jeff Flake. I told you that he is the former Republican U.S. Senator from Arizona, former senator, Republican senator. But there's one more thing that I'm going to tell you, and for those who don't know this already, you're not going to be able to believe this. You're going to say, Tausif, you're lying. How can this happen? Well, let me first tell you. Then you can react to it. Jeff Flake, former Republican U.S. Senator, he was nominated by Joe Biden to serve as the U.S. ambassador to Turkey. I know you can't believe this, right? You're saying, Tausif, have you lost your mind? How can that be? Former Republican U.S. Senator nominated by Joe Biden to serve as the U.S. ambassador to Turkey? Oh, you're kidding, Tausif. Stop it. No, it is the truth. It's the truth. And as I always say, you got to go fact check me. Go right ahead, fact check me. Go fact check me. If you don't believe me, go look it up. In fact, it says here, right? At the start of this op-ed, it says Jeff Flake, a Republican from Arizona, is a former U.S. Senator and Representative. He served as U.S. Ambassador to Turkey from 2022 to 2024. So 2022 to 2024. Those are the Biden years. That's when Biden was in office. So Joe Biden nominated Jeff Flake to serve as the U.S. ambassador to Turkey. So, my friends, do I need to say anything more? Do I need to say anything more? Understand one thing. The Republicans are united. That's a fact. They are working together. That's a fact. You can see that now. You can see that. You can see that every day. The Republicans are united. They are working together. The priorities and principles of the Republicans make them united. And the Republicans in the House, in the Senate, and the Republican governors are standing with our president, Donald J. Trump. And as long as we maintain this unity, we will win in 2026. As long as we maintain this unity, we will win in 2026. Victory will be ours in 2026. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so very much. Thank you all. Thank you all. And you know what? I also got to tell you one thing. Yes, the Republicans are united, but you know what you're seeing also is a lot of people, they are leaving the Democrat Party and they are becoming Republicans. That is happening. That is real. It's not just a simple claim. It is happening. And it's not just something that is starting right now. It has been happening for a long time. Many Democrats are leaving the Democrat Party and becoming Republicans. So it's not just that the Republicans are united. Many Democrats are becoming Republicans and joining this coalition. I'm going to give you two examples. Tulsi Gabbard. She was a Democrat elected official, and she became a Republican. She endorsed Donald Trump. Tulsi Gabbard, who I had the great honor of meeting. I met her not once, a few times, and she is such a wonderful person. If you got a chance to meet Tulsi Gabbard, you're going to say the same thing. She's a wonderful person. So she served in Congress as a Democrat. Then she left the Democrat Party. She was independent for a while. Then she became a Republican, endorsed Donald Trump. So our coalition has been growing. Another example, RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He was a Democrat. He comes from a Democrat background. He comes from a Democrat family. But he became a Republican. He endorsed Donald Trump. And now both Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. are in President Trump's cabinet. So you can understand how strong this coalition is. And this coalition is growing. This coalition of freedom-loving Americans, this coalition of Republicans as well as former Democrats who are now becoming Republicans or who have already become Republicans, it's growing. It's a movement that cannot be stopped. It is the America First movement. Thank you, my friends. So wonderful to see you all. 100 likes on this video. Truly wonderful. 100 likes. I appreciate you all. 100 likes on this video in an hour. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. You're all so wonderful. Audrey is here. Audrey from Long Island. Audrey, thank you. How are you doing, Audrey? Everyone say hello to our friend Audrey from Long Island, New York. Audrey is a freedom-loving American, and we appreciate Audrey's participation in the live chat, always. And I know there are lots of new people who tuned in for this live stream. And I didn't get to mention everyone's name because the live chat is so busy. So many friends. Eric, I just saw your name, Eric. Thank you, Eric, for being here. And there are others. To all the new friends, introduce yourself. Let's see who else is here. Let us see who else is here. Electro saying first time. Thank you, Electro. Thanks for being here. Angelic is here saying hello. Hello, Angelic. Carol saying, keep it up. Thank you, Carol. Brett is saying first time. Okay. Who did I miss? Ria is saying first time. Thank you, Ria. Gregorio saying me. Okay, this is your first time as well. Okay. Anyone else? Debbie is from Arkansas. Debbie, welcome. All right, who else? Let's see. Is it Jim? I can't read the full name. Is it Jim? How is it pronounced? Um, okay, let's see. First time probably. Oh, it's Ham. Is that the name? Okay, first time. Okay, thank you. Thanks for being here. We got John from Sydney. Wonderful. We got friends from Australia. That's awesome. We got other friends who tune in from Australia, just so you know. Is Michael Brown here? That's our friend from Australia also. I don't know if Michael Brown is watching. Michael, if you're watching, just say hello. Okay, we got Supersonic from Ireland. Hey, this is great. Supersonic from Ireland. Who else? I will try my best to read your comments. Carol from Florida. Okay, great. We got another friend from Florida. We got Frank from Florida. Frank is a wonderful friend who always tunes in for the live streams and participates in the live chat. So we got Frank from Florida. We got Carol from Florida, and I know there are others. All right. Okay. All right. 1 hour and 7 minutes. Okay. Thank you all for being here, my friends. So my message today, very simple. No matter what the left says, no matter what the anti-Trump voices say, we will have to stay united, and the GOP is not distancing from Donald Trump. The Republicans are not distancing themselves from Donald Trump. The Republicans are united in support, united in supporting our President Trump. So keep that in mind. I know I spent 1 hour, 8 minutes just talking, so I thank you all for listening. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all, and I hope that you will subscribe. Okay, please subscribe and stay connected, and be hopeful, be optimistic. Okay, and please continue to, spread the message of truth and freedom. Let's continue to do that. I appreciate you all, my friends. I'm going to end this live stream now. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our Republican leaders in Washington. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. And remember, my friends, together, we will make America great again. Thank you so very much. I'm going to be back again very soon. Stay connected. Thank you.